Hey everyone, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. There's certainly been a lot of new people watching and commenting and liking. I wanted to say thank you. And hopefully the messages find those that it's meant to. I've been a little tied up, haven't been able to reach out to everyone, but I wanted to say that I have acknowledged you. This message here, if you're here from the short, you already have a backstory. If not, the word was worker. And the supporting angel number card was change of plans. And that first line, change of plans, felt like something uh, that we don't really have a say in, that's out of our control. And at first it gave a dimming experience, but it might be a two-sided type of deal. Also, worker was very there was something deeper to that word as well. It didn't come to me in the short. I expect it will in this message, but a different definition, I think, is where it's going. There's a separation between work and then and that was quite important. We look at guided on a new path, gave the feeling of a door or an opportunity. Uh, the change of plans, at first, like I said, it gives off the idea of something out of our control. But in the short, it kind of led with that wherever we're at or whatever we're doing isn't doing it for us anymore. Sure, we could connect that to uh, financial aspect. This is more about career and work in general, if you haven't gathered that yet. But uh, back to the idea of so whatever we do for work or wherever we're at, maybe the company or the situation, it's not filling what it used to inside of us. And sure, it could be monetary. I know a lot of things have changed financially, and it's quite ridiculous, but the situation we're in is it. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily tied to that. I'm sure there would be an upside to it with the transition, but it's the action in general. I'm sure there was a time that it did serve its role, and we did feel uh, like it filled that void, if we want. I don't really want to call it a void. It could be tied to purpose, fulfillment in general, but uh, whatever that feeling we want to define it or call it, that hey, this is what I do, and I did good, something along those lines, like some sort of satisfaction connected to it. And whether we kind of worked our way up in that position, if we will, or that field that, hey, this kind of comes easy to me. And maybe at that point when it started to come easy, it was like, oh, this is great. But then it's so repetitive that it doesn't it doesn't do anything anymore. That little high of, hey, this is easy because I learned everything, or I'm really good at my job now, was great, but now it's kind of pointless if I want to grow, if I want to move forward. And I think at this transition, we maybe we are kind of looking, but we don't know where to go or what to do or what the opportunity options are. But at the same token, there's comfort in what we knew, what we know, and whether we've been at this location for a while or just in the field in general for a while, it's going to kind of be the same wherever we go. And maybe even moving up, it's more of a headache or it's something that we don't really want to take on because it's all about money. And it's really not something that, and I don't mean money in your pocket, it's all about people being up your butt about making money. And then it just kind of goes down the line and it's not really rewarding, if we will. At the end, it does say working out well, whatever this doorway is. I don't know if I ended that properly, but change of plans in general. Uh, if we're not making the decision to move forward, and we kind of got that notion, but we're in that comfort, somebody else is. And that's kind of where I led with it's out of our control. The ending or the transition. And I don't think it doesn't feel dark. It doesn't feel bad. Maybe it was a startling situation if it already took place, or if it does. But it doesn't feel that way. I just feel like something kind of clicks and it's like I gotta go, and then it's kind of fast moving from there. I did want to touch on an emotion that we obviously would have uh, moved out of. We got exhausted. Oh, that can go back to that worker uh, word. I'm not dehumanizing with the next things I say, but when we look at a worker or a laborer in general, uh, larger industries or corporations or uh, people of power in that can view those as dime a dozen. Uh, you are a laborer, if not you in general. I'm talking about defining this aspect, and it is like I said, they can view them as dime a dozen, a number. Anybody can do this with a certain amount of skill set, and if we can get by with paying them X, Y, or Z, if they don't like it, we'll find somebody that will accept such a thing. And obviously, they stretch the work responsibilities as much they can to get as much out of it. And when you exhaust yourself, they'll just find somebody new. They will. Uh, there's not a future. If there is, it's very gate kept, if you will. I know there's like a better term, but I've experienced it before where people hoard resources or information to like protect their position to make it seem like they're important so they won't get let go of. And there's a lot of this very interesting behavior in these structures. But if you want to play the game, we have to have that financial transaction somehow to survive. The opposite here of exhausted is vibrant. We can look at the exhausted in a very general sense of going through that mundane, that repetitive process of, hey, I've already accomplished or gathered all the information that I need to do my job fluently with ease, but it's not giving back. There's nothing. It's draining, it's sucking. This could be the environment or the community as well. All the rules for me, but not, or sorry, rules for thee, but not me type of things, and uh, really inefficient ways of doing things, and then getting on everybody about efficiency, but they won't change like the biggest one in the room that could solve a lot of problems, and uh, nickel and diming on cashier, but watching it disappear so quickly and poor efficiencies and other avenues. There's a very confusing structure to an enormous amount of company behaviors that doesn't add up, but they obviously have it figured out for some sort of other benefit. Witnessing all of this and being, I don't want to say a dumping ground, but a receptacle of some sort of the energy is very draining, especially if you're not getting anything more than just that paycheck, especially if it's salary and you know what's coming, and you're very limited on what you can do and what you cannot do in these timelines. And you're projecting on that timeline of when can I do this or do that, or I have to wait X, Y, or Z. Uh, it's very imprisoning. How can we get that color back in you, in your eyes, in your life, in your heart, in your vessel, to change not just your experience, but those that you love around you and your home, your life in general? As I said before, this may feel like it's out of your control, or it's that click in the head to say, okay, I'm going to go after this. I'm going to take charge and change this myself. But if we're not in that position and we're not doing that and we're sticking with the comfort, well, like I said, somebody's going to. And we can look at that as uh, in the 3D, but when I say somebody, I more or less mean spirit, however that is connected to you. So we'll dive in here a little deeper. Uh, Message is pretty solidified here as it is, but people like cards. Death reversed, fear of change. This is the comfort, which would make sense. It's proven. It's what we know. We know what's coming. We know uh, what takes place to an extent, and it makes us feel comfortable because we have control over that knowing. That knowledge gives us control. Uh, Side note, but often in any aspect of our life, if you're watching one of these videos, we're always looking for what's coming, what is happening. We watch the weather to know what's going to take place, to plan, to control, to utilize our time. Through every aspect of our life, it makes us feel safe. And whether we stay in these relationships, work, platonic, romantic, family, living situations, these decisions, they may be not so great for us. They may be doing more harm than good for us, but we feel safe because we know that person that we're dating or living with, and we've already established the relationship, and they're there, and we can talk to them. We know their name, we know their family, we can touch them, we can lean on them. Leaving that relationship, we'd have to start all over. You know, these very simple, basic things, just like that job. I know the people, I know where to get office supplies or how to go about this process or that process, and I already have my benefits and everything's already figured out. Having to restart that and finding the job and will they hire me? All of these things we find comfort in. We know what's taking place or what will take place. And leaving that is the unknown. We don't know. And we have to ask ourselves, uh, where's that trust lie? Is it inside or is it all external? Or is there really not that much trust in will I be taken care of? Uh, is choosing me going to create an outcome that is beneficial for me? Or is choosing the safety for that fear? And we can always ask, what is that fear connected to? Is there a wounding in there or an insecurity? I'm not going to have a better opportunity. I'm not going to be able to get anything better than what I already have. This is good enough for now, except now's been how long have we been here? King of Swords reversed. Arrogant. This is giving something external of us. Uh, this could be the industry at whole, authorial figures, uh, managers, the whole conglomeration of corporations. However we want to look at it, the energy is uh, extremely difficult, and I think it works for those that aren't awakened or awakening eventually through that process, as we all go through. It worked. It worked for the uh, programming or the mindset or the view, the perspective, but eventually it doesn't anymore. And eventually it gets so unbearable to experience or exist. And that energy is so heavy. And we do it because we know it. We know it is what we always have done. It's what everything else is doing. The machine is running. It fits. It works. Uh, Leaving that or trying to upgrade with a different view or perspective that doesn't fit in that structure is very debilitating. But there's a choice at some point that you choose and you acknowledge where you're at in your view, your perspective, even your morals, your integrity, however you want to go about this, your identity, who I am now with all of that. and where I want to be or go. Does it fit? Probability is no, it won't fit. Or maybe it will if we find the right spot. But we have to be honest with ourselves. What does that right spot look like? And uh, do I need to give up something to get there? The also token is, I often say, if we really can't fit in there and we really want to do something, and that position or that job doesn't exist, or maybe it's really hard to get to, you make it for yourself somehow. That might be scary. Some people, I think, shy away from going out on their own or doing something like that. And we have to ask ourselves, where's that fear? Where is that embedded? Is it, I don't want any responsibility, as in like the admin aspect and the paperwork? Or is it more or less, I don't want the responsibility of being responsible for my actions? I'm not saying you have those, I'm just talking here in general. But uh, that's freedom. And maybe it's scary to say I'd have to depend on myself to generate that. But if it's true, and if it's you and there's that all that fulfillment, that willpower and that drive, generate it all on its own. It's not a punishment to do it. It just happens because you're true and you're it and you're just in this great space. Wow. When we're in this other energy of something that's not for us and not providing anything to us of value other than uh, a physical number, unless we just use cash. But a lot of people use things electronically now. It's uh, it's not very tangible in hand. It is exhausting. That dense energy. Three of Swords reversed. Healed wounds. This is this process of awakening to something. No matter what level we are on, we see something differently now. And uh, like I said before, the structure worked before. It fit. We were part of the mold that was created for us. We fit in there, but through healing something, and sure we could look at that as relationships with the heart there, but there's a lot more in the heart than just that love as it was depicted. It is being true to yourself. That creation, uh, whether with another or through self in your experience, um, we can't do that in something that's not for us or exhausting us. Through this healing process, and maybe this is another step in that, allows us to glow. Uh, Unrecognizable situation for others to see. Four of Cups reversed. Renewal. Kind of got, I kind of wanted to, I got like a little glimpse of a happy cry. Uh, it is this very, uh, I don't even know like what movie to reference or if it was a cartoon or something, but it's like a guy or a girl walking out of a store and just feeling like amazing and reborn. Maybe they got their hair cut and skincare, I don't know. But coming out of there and it's like, I'm a new me kind of feeling. And uh, the energy is so much more uh, prevalent in our lives than we give it credit for. And this isn't to come from a place of being a victim, uh, but when we really start to pay attention to locations, environments, people, words, conversations, all these things, and how that affects us. And when I say it's not to come from a place of a victim, at a time we are choosing to interact with those folks, uh, go to these locations, be in these environments, and we may be clueless to the effect that it has on us. We just going through the motions. And then yet we keep putting ourselves in those situations because there's this reward, if we will, whether interacting with that person or going to that job that we know isn't so great for us. There's that reward, and we're justifying it as a fair trade. But yet, what's really being taken from us is not seen, it is internal. And we just think that this is life and this is how it should be. I don't know where I'm at. Okay. Queen of Cups reversed. This is underneath the Death card, fear of change. Uh, Self-sacrifice. On the opposite side, emotional wisdom. Uh, we are continuously uh, giving ourselves away. Like I said, that reward. We're justifying the damage that we're doing to ourselves, internally unseen, as okay for the reward. And I'm not saying that we quit our jobs and we win the lottery and everything's great. There is the whole point is what makes you glow. What's going to make you glow? What's going to have that willpower, driven passion to make you glow, but at the same time get a reward that is uh, two positives, if we will. We look at the job now, we go there. Uh, yeah, we get that financial aspect of it, but it's sticking its tentacles in every aspect of our life, and we get this. Or we can go here, and we get that, and all those tentacles pull away from inside of us, and the world really changes for us in our experience. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you need any more help with it, check out oceanprizes.com. I will talk to you all later. I was called to say, I love you. See ya.